Welcome back everyone. Today we're going to be making chicken parm. Let's get started. For the chicken parm breading, I like to combine Italian breadcrumbs and panko breadcrumbs. So we're going to do half a cup of Italian breadcrumbs and then half a cup of panko breadcrumbs. This gives it a nice crunch and a texture. To the breadcrumb mixture, we're going to add a quarter cup of Parmesan cheese. This is a good flavor for the breadcrumbs and it gives it a nice crisp when you fry it up. Using a fork, you're going to want to mix up the cheese and breadcrumbs so it's evenly incorporated. Now I'm going to crack 2 eggs into this bowl for our egg wash, which will help the chicken adhere to the breadcrumbs. So I'm going to crack an egg and put it in and toss it aside and do the same to the next egg. Once you have your eggs cracked, you're going to want to use another fork and whisk them all together. Now I like to make what I call an assembly line, where you have your egg mixture, your breadcrumbs, and then a plate for the chicken once it's all done. So you're going to take a piece of chicken, dip it into the egg white, and use your fork to move it around and get it all nice and coated in that mixture. Flip it over so both sides are nice and coated, and then I like to put it in the breadcrumbs. After you put it in the breadcrumbs, you can use your other hand and place some of the breadcrumbs on top of the chicken and pat it in. This will make sure the chicken really adheres to the breadcrumbs so it's nice and crunchy. And now once that's done, you put it on the plate and you're ready to cook. In a medium-high pan, we're going to put half a cup of vegetable oil. This is a lot healthier than your regular standard oil, and we're only going to be pan frying. And a good tip to see if the oil is hot and ready is to take some excess breadcrumbs, and if you take a look and you drop it into the oil, you should be able to see it sizzle. That means it's 350 degrees and ready to fry. So we're going to take our chicken cutlets, and when you drop it into the oil, you want to lay it away from you. That's because you don't want to burn yourself. So I'm going to drop it in carefully, and I'm going to put a shit away from me. And you're going to want to hear that sizzle. And I'm going to drop the other one in as well. After 2 minutes of cooking on one side, you're going to want to flip the chicken, and make sure to flip it away from you again. You're going to want to see a nice golden crisp color, just like that. Once the chicken has cooked for another 2 minutes on the other side, you're going to want to carefully take it out of the pan and put it on a resting sheet with a paper towel so excess oil can dry off. Once our chicken is cooled, I'm going to put 100 grams of pasta into boiling water. I like to break it in half so it's easier to cook and dump it in. This will take 7 to 9 minutes to cook. Once our chicken is nice and cooled, I'm going to put it on a baking sheet with some tin foil so the cleanup is easy. Then, I'm going to take a nice spoon of tomato sauce and dollop it on top of each chicken breast. I like to shred my own cheese, so I'm going to put a mixture of mozzarella and fontina into a bowl. This is about half a cup, and you might have to tap it out a little bit. Taking half a cup of a mixture of both mozzarella and fontina cheese, we're going to sprinkle it on to our chicken. Don't be shy with the cheese because it is, after all, a cheese dish. So, you're going to evenly spread it over the chicken and make sure that everything is coated. After 9 minutes of cooking the pasta, you're going to want to strain it. And then what I like to do is, keeping some water, put it back into the pot it was cooked in, just so it stays hot until you serve. Now for the steamed spinach, we're going to take 2 cups of spinach and put it into a medium-high pan with a little bit of olive oil. The crackling you hear in the spinach is from the mixing of the water in the spinach with the oil in the pan. But I like to put some pepper, some salt, and some garlic powder, just for some added flavor. This should cook for 2 minutes. Once the spinach is all coated in the salt and pepper mixture, you're going to want to mix it around and shake it. This is what's called sautéing. As you can see, the spinach has wilted and significantly lost its size. After 2 minutes of the spinach cooking, you're going to want to put it into a side bowl until you're ready to plate. With our chicken cutlets ready and our oven on broil, we're going to want to cook it for only 30 seconds, just so it gets nice crisp. With our oven mitts on, we're going to take the chicken out of the oven. Look how crispy that cheese got. And now, we're going to put it on a cooling rack until we're ready to plate. Now, when we're ready to plate, I like to twist the pasta with my tongue so it's easy to control. And then, place it in the center to the outside part of the plate. And take off any scraps on the side, just so it's pretty. Then, take another dollop of tomato sauce and put that right over the pasta. Then, you're going to want to put 2 pieces of chicken right on top of that pasta. And add your spinach on the side. And there you have it, some chicken parm with some great steamed spinach and some pasta with some marinara sauce.